Yeah, I got bored, so let's just make a video, shall we? Haven't made one of these in nearly like 2 weeks, so main reason for that is both general laziness and wondering what the hell I actually wanted to do for the next video. So I figured, screw it, might as well do a Bumblebee deck list, a deck update. So yeah, the build that I actually have here, I made this build about a month or so ago, and I could have updated it back then, but then I just kind of didn't. And so basically, I did a whole bunch of testing on DN, and it's done pretty well. It's the only other change I've made to it since this is the one change that I've just made to it now, which has not had any testing, but I figured I might as well just give it a crack. So let's just get on with the deck list. We've got our triple alias, of course. Gotta have these three. Double Bowlman. I think the last deck list had this at 3. Only reason I put this down to 2 is because of a bit of a tech combo that I'm putting into this deck, which is actually done pretty decently. It doesn't go off all of the time, but whenever it does, it definitely hurts a few decks. So, Stratos, Photon Thrasher, and then this thing, Zombara the Dark. You may remember in one of my earlier Elite Beat Hero profiles that I had this in the side deck with some virus cards. I decided to main this along with a virus card because it's a 21 beat stick. It pretty much runs over the same shit that Thrasher does. The one bonus thing is that this can attack even with another monster on the opponent's field. Yes, it loses 200 and can't attack directly, but basically it's dark because it's dark. So, and I just wanted to have a little bit of extra dark in this deck just so I can make virus plays a little bit more viable. Then we got Silver Sentinel. This thing has been absolutely godly in this deck throughout all my testing. I've hit this a fair few times, and even if I don't pop a card with it, I'm still going to get it onto the field, and then I can just go on stupid plays. Like one of the most recent games I played against, I went up against a Blaster Evolve deck. I hit that, went to grave, got it back, next turn, dropped the alias, overlaid for a King Feral Imp, and then deck dev next turn, and that just slaughtered him. So, and he didn't expect it either. So yeah, that's the monsters. Spells, double dualities, double equal, and Rota. I did have Warrior Returning Alive in here, but it brought the deck up to 42, and I found that I didn't really like it going up to 42. I believe that this build is currently 41, which I can accept, which I can deal with. But 42 for this is just a bit too much for me. So I would still like to roll a Warrior Returning Alive, but I have absolutely no idea what I want to cut for it. So gotta have our 3 Miracle Fusions because these things just rack a lot of face. Double Super Poly, once again, kicks pretty much everything in the balls now. It just makes you, these just become basically 2 card outs to pretty much everything. 2 card because you have to ditch 1 for cost. And nothing can really stop it unless there's already a spell canceller on the field, but who the hell runs spell canceller, seriously? Anyways, 3 Gemini Spark. Because, yeah, Alias is a card. We have 2 MSTs. Yeah. Because, yeah. You don't really need to main 3 in all honesty. Because you've got Stratos, you've got your Gemini Sparks. That's just going to do a fair bit of stuff. And Gemini Sparks is so much better because you can just bait out. You can bait stuff out like Compulsory or Bottomless against Neos Alias. It's like if your opponent opens Thunder King and sets a back row, you just summon the Alias. If they got Bottomless, you change Gem Spark and get rid of the Thunder King. And then you can just do some other stuff in that turn. Then we have the Triforce itself. Traps, 2 Hero Blast, still very capable card. 2 Fiendish Chain, because it's gonna stop shit. 2 Bottomless. 2 Compulse. 1 D Prison, which surprisingly I have not actually seen a whole lot of, in all honesty. Throughout some of the recent tests, I've kind of forgot that I've had this in the deck. That's how many. Yeah, that just goes to show how rare it is that I actually have this thing in hand. I mean, when I have it, it's good because it's a D Prison and everything, but if it's not going to show up, then I might as well cut it for something else. So then we have a Deck Dev Virus, just a random tech card, because I can, if I get this and I have like, if I ever have my Zombara on board, I have King Feral Imp, Escuridao is playable, so I can pretty much. This is sort of designed to surprise some decks that get their balls kicked in for this. Nomaus being one of the top victims of this card. That thing, it hurts a fair bit. We have a Torrential, one of each of the Solemns, and a Huge Rev. I think my previous build had Starlight Road. I can't remember, but yeah, basically went with Huge Rev because Counter Trap, it's much easier. There's not. Well, the one bonus that this thing has is that it can't be warninged. Starlight Road, on the other hand, can be warninged, and I figured that this was just better, so that way I didn't have to put a Stardust into my extra deck and then use that for something that could be a lot more helpful. And against Evil Swarm, Starlight Road, against Evil Swarm, I might as well just be using the Huge Rev, because the Starlight Road. Otherwise, Starlight Road would just be exactly the same as a Huge Rev, except that it's not a counter trap and that it still includes the summoning effect, so it is still warningable. So, yeah, figured that's just a better option. Anyways, so 2 extra deck, 2 Shinings. I would actually like to bump this up to 3, but I'm not too sure what I want to take out. Set those back there. 2 zeros, because yeah, they're zeros. 2 Nova Master. I think the only reason why I felt I needed 2 Nova Masters was because of Fire Fists. But I figured, I figured it's definitely still good against. Against that matchup, and against something like a Dino Rabbit, if they go for their Larkias, the Dockers, and stuff like that. I've got a second one here to back up and ready to wreck face. Then we got, for the other ones, we got Escuridao, which I'm thinking of doubling up on, Great Tornado, and Gaia, which are all live with Miracle Fusion because there's Zombira, Stratos, and Silver Sentinel. That's all food for that. Exceeders, 2 Excaliburs. This is the incredibly recent change that I made just before I filmed. This has not actually been tested yet, but basically throughout my testing games on DN, I have felt that it would be. I felt the need for a second Excalibur. A second Excalibur would have been really, really good at that time, and I don't really see myself dropping more than 1 blade armor in a game, so that's why I've cut this little bugger to 1. Then we have Abyss Dweller, because yeah, Momels, and to an extent E-Drags, but yeah. My Stroke for a defensive option, and then King of the Feral Imps. Now, Game 1, this thing is designed pretty much just to be tripped off with Deck Dev Virus. That's pretty much it. Game 2, on the other hand, Game 2 and 3, it may have additional uses depending on who I am playing. So, and that additional use comes into the side deck, which is actually the first thing I'm showing off on the side deck. 2 Reptilian Vashki. Probably, yeah, this was in the other build as well. I did actually get some good... I actually top into this a fair bit. I actually opened with this a fair bit against E-Drags. It was only one matchup that I still lost because they went Erad against me and saw that I had a Vashki, so they pretty much just completely put the Draco Stacks away, and whenever they would stack, they would go for a big eye, and they just kept swinging over me, and I was just like, oh shit. So, yeah. It was very annoying. 2 Thunder King, because, yeah. 3rd MST. 1 system down, because, yeah, the whole machine thing is just knack. 1 Erad, because I would have a second one, but I only have 2 at the moment. I've got the other one in my Evil Swarm build, which is still under construction, because I haven't had much luck getting curriculums. 2 Soul Drains, 2 Mind Drains. All that setup kills the shit out of thingamises. 2 Xingqians, because yeah, they can win games. And 2 Cursed Seal. I'm still a bit iffy about this, but I figured I might as well give it a crack against some decks that run a whole bunch of different spells, like especially against spell books. Like they go something like they go something stupid like a tower, just negate this, they can't drop another tower. Negate secrets, they can't do any more searching. Negate fate, and then your monsters are gonna get incredibly stupidly banished or bounced or blah 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 blah. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of other stuff you can do against Mirror Match. Hit Miracle with this. Good luck getting Shining out on the board. And Super Rejuvenation, there's no drawing. What other stupid cards could you bloody deal with? Yeah, there's just a whole bunch of them, and this just completely stills them off. So I pretty much gave it benefit of the doubt and gave it a shot. So yeah, that is that build. I might do a couple of other deck lists, maybe update those as well. So yeah, see what happens. For now, this is ended this video, so huzzah.